So these books, we have two different categories, English and Spanish. And the question is, if two books are to be chosen at random from the shelf, and neither is returned, what's the probability that at least one of the two books chosen will be in English? So it could be English, Spanish, or English, both English. Yeah, so those are the two favorable outcomes. And we just need to figure out the probability of that. Do we have a unique value? So I'll start with statement 1. The ratio of the number of books in Spanish to English is 3 to 1. So we could have a case where we have 3 Spanish and 1 English. In this case, the probability that you select 2 where at least 1 is English would be, we have 4 to choose from, so 4C2. So we have 6, and we need at least 1 E, so there's only one way I can select E, and then we have 3 others, so we have 3 possible outcomes. And so the probability in this case would be half. Now, if I change this number to 6 and 2, now I have a total of 8 books, 6 in Spanish, 2 in English. Now the probability, the total number of ways I can select 2 books is 8C2, 7, 8, so that's 28. And how many ways I can select? So at least 1 is English. So getting 1 English would be 2, and 1 Spanish would be 6. So that's 12. This is the number of ways I can select 1 English, 1 Spanish. And then both English would be just 1 because I'm selecting from 1. So that's 13. So the probability now is 13 over 28, which is different from half. So 1 alone is insufficient. If we look at statement 2, it says fewer than 20 books. Well, there's no information about how many English, how many Spanish, so 2 alone is insufficient. If you combine 1 and 2, you'll notice these examples that I used both satisfy this condition as well, and I have 2 different outcomes. So even together, they're insufficient. The answer is E.